Hello everyone, welcome to Global Business Symposium presented by Herald Global. I am Saimik Sen. Joining us today, the CEO of Reliance Entertainment, Mr. Amit Khanduja. Good morning, Mr. Khanduja. Thank you so
Hi
much
there.
for joining us today. Welcome to Herald Global.
Thank you so much. Thank you for having me, and thank you for having Reliance as well here with you guys.
First of all, I would like to begin by asking you, how did you deal with pandemic, personally and professionally?
This pandemic was definitely a very challenging and the learning time for all of us, right? I mean, our biggest focus was, was on the team and the employees. We wanted to make sure that everybody in our team was safe, and that's what we really focused on the first. And then the second was the business, and because we were in a very we were in an environment where our consumers were increasing on a day-to-day basis, and because people were at home, they were engaging with the entertainment and the content a lot more than they had in the past. But we wanted to really focus on our employees, so and not only the employees but also their families. Just we wanted to make sure that they were safe. That was the first component, and I think that's where our brand and that's where our company value also resides, because we've always been an employee first organization. For us, if your employees are happy, if you're doing the right thing, your customers are going to be happy. They'll do the right thing and the customers are going to be happy. So that's what we focused initially as we went through the pandemic to whatever stage we are in right now. I don't even know what we call endemic or whatever. It's changed over the course of time, where different waves of pandemic had different response time. But our thing has always been focused on employees, focused on our consumers, enabling our teams to be effective and providing the entertainment which we needed to over the course. We were in an environment, or we were in an industry where all of us were going through the pandemic ourselves. We needed to make sure that our customers and employees were as effective as possible.
How does Reliance Entertainment compare to its competitors in the market?
We are one of the leaders in the market. We've been in the Reliance Games has been in the market, in the gaming space for the longest time, almost a decade plus. We really sustained the growth of games, not only in India, but also one of the only companies and brands which have very successfully done business in the other parts of the world. We run two brands, APAC and Reliance Games, and Reliance Games has been a very global focused work with the brands and IPs from Hollywoods, and as well as the big sports IPs like WWE, and DreamWorks. We worked with pretty much every studio or every big brand in the market, and we've really extended our reach with with each and every game and each and every brand we've associated with. So I wouldn't say how we differentiate. I said what we do is we focus on the quality of the content. We focus on differentiation. Our mission has been very simple. We provide enjoyment for as many people as possible for years to come. I mean, that's been our core value. That's been our biggest, I would say, vision or a mission of the organization from day one.
What has been the core value for your brand to top the excellence chart?
As I said, I mean, the biggest thing for us is, we do three things. The biggest for us is what we call as a mission or a core value is providing enjoyment. I mean, we want to provide enjoyment to as many people as possible, and entertain them. The second has been, we are, as I said, employee first organization. We focus on our employees. And the third is we work with big brands and IPs across the globe just to extend their core values, extend their brands by providing entertainment to millions and millions of people.
What is the impact of the brand on consumers and stakeholders?
We look at the brand provides users for that, they're working with somebody who they can trust. That has been the biggest component for us from day one. Consumers in our business, people come in to play our content or watch a movie or anything. It's content. They believe that if they're trusting, if it's a kids game, the parents believe that they're trusting their kids to be able to play a game which would not be violent or age appropriate and fun. That's why they will let them play. The same thing for our global employees or our global consumers, where they want to make sure whatever they're playing, it's going to be fun. So when we look at it, our biggest thing is providing a very high level game experience or an expectation where we provide the best in class content with graphics and easy to play in there. That will be from a consumer point of view. When I look at our stakeholders, I mean, we look at it's just for us, it's all about employees, making sure that the employees are happy. And our approach for years has been, if you have happy employees, they will make awesome games, because we are in an industry of entertaining people. If you're not entertained, or if you're not happy, if you're not having fun, you will not be able to create that value for the consumers. And that is what we really focus on, is from a consumer point of view, high game level, high game expectations, high game experience. From an stakeholders, employees point of view, making sure that they are happy and making the best game possible for their.
Okay. Which sustainable development goal Reliance as a company practices or support?
We are very focused on environment. We have multiple initiatives which we are part of on an industry level as well as the internal growth level. I'll give an example. We are in a big component right now where we're talking about being completely digital, where we're trying to change our not only our internal practices to be environment friendly, and as well as support our growth for saving the planet as much as we can. By a simple example is, we've gotten rid of all our printers in the organization. We're down to one printer, and anybody who has to print has to make a very a pledge that I will do whatever I can to save the paper, to be able to save the environment. I mean, another big thing is we have been part of this UN Playing for Planet initiative, which was basically started 3 years ago. We are one of the only companies from India which has been part of that initiative, where we have provided the aspect for people making specific and measurable commitments. We have made a pledge of trying to get to a zero a zero footprint, a carbon footprint. We are looking at increasing our commitment for the companies to be able to harness the power of our platform, our consumers, to take the action in the climate crisis. I mean, that is something which we've done. We actually I was actually part of the climate summit at the UN headquarters in New York a couple of years ago, where a bunch of us came together to be able to make a pledge for, with about 1 billion video game players, which we touch, and made commitments for integrating green activations in our game, about reducing emission, global footprint. We actually ran a campaign specifically in one of our biggest IPs in the game, where we actually had to collect the paper bags, the plastic paper bags, and we were actually doing that. We actually have another initiative later scheduled this year in this end of summer, where we're going to teach kids the value of sustainability. So we're working on, we haven't announced it yet, but that is going to be a big initiative where we're going to work with about 10 million kids who would know what they can do to save the planet, what is their contribution. So we are very, very big on sustainability. We are very big on the environment. And I believe that starts from all of us internally and what we can do.
According to you, what steps can government take towards the growth of this industry?
I think the government has really stepped in the last last year or so, where they're really starting to understand that the gaming is an important segment in our industry and one of the biggest growth segments in our industry. I think what we are really trying to do as part of the CIA or FICCI and the other state level initiatives, they're really trying to define some clear guidelines of what does the gaming entail. And I think, a little bit more of a push would help with the clarity of what is this game of skill or what is the game of chance and, and betting and stuff, because the market is expanding much, very rapidly. And I think we need to just try to be part of that and catching up. I mean, I think it'll be really hard that if we don't make the right decisions and initiatives or take the right initiatives, that we'll be caught behind. But I think government has really stepped in and understand that this is something that the gaming is a very core segment in the growth in the digital and the entertainment side. And we're seeing a lot of support and the focus coming in from both the federal or at the central level as well as the state level.
From gaming point of view, where is the organization headed in the next few years? Can we look at some kind of consoles and things like that in future from Zapac?
Yes, we are a mobile first gaming company. That is in there. India is a mobile mobile gaming or a mobile first in country. We want to make sure that we focus on getting the best games possible on mobile. We just recently announced that we would be getting into consoles, but we are extending our reach only to Switch and PC gaming. That is our big focus for us for this year, from mobile to Switch to PC. That's what we're going to do. It'll take us a little while for us to get to a true console, just because it's not a capability issue, it's just a focus and strategy issue. We
Sure.
believe that the handheld devices is our core strength. We want to leverage that.
What changes have you made to your business strategy, especially during the time of pandemic? Every company, their working style, everything changed. So what kind of changes?
Oh, there were so many changes, and it keeps continued to happen on a daily basis. I think we are the biggest change for us was we learned how to be a work from home company. We have our team members in 40 different towns right now. That was the biggest thing, was how to have people be in a different town, different infrastructures, and still be able to function as an organization, function as one team. We just opened our office after 2 years, and we still have only 30% of our team members back in the organization. So I think there was a lot of technology changes which we had to do. We had to change in the way we work as a managers, as an employee. We had to change of how we interacted with our consumers. I mean, there was a lot of times we still get, we work with about 10 million customers on a monthly basis. And there were time in this pandemic where we were getting messages from moms or parents and other family members saying that, hey, my kid spent the money, or somebody in the family spent the money on buying something in the game, and they don't have money. They don't have money for the rent, or they don't have money for the food. So one of our biggest change, or I shouldn't say a change, we've always had that policy. We were very focused on what we call as a no push and ask policy. So if somebody sent out an email or reached out to us and say, hey, why we spent the money in the game, or did something within the game, without, which they did not want to, we don't ask questions, we refund the money right away. But what we also did, we enabled them to continue to play the game as low as they have spent the money, because we believe that was our contribution to the world. If we can even provide 1 inch of smile, or one iota of happiness, or entertainment to the world, or in the world of pandemic, we would have done our part. I mean, obviously everybody was doing, we were very, very small components, nowhere close to what the healthcare industry and others were doing. But we wanted to make sure everybody was home, was being entertained and being safe, and and did not have any of the issues by being bored, or any other mental issues. So that's what we were really focused on.
How do you feel about creating a benchmark with prestigious brand awards?
We've been honored to be part of this journey with you guys. I mean, for you guys to select us or nominate us. I mean, I think there were some amazing brands, and in which we were part of this. The benchmark for us is to be able to continue building the best content we can, best games we can, continue to entertain the consumers. That is how we benchmark our internally and externally, because if we continue to entertain our consumers, if they love to play our games, and they feel that they have the quality of what they're expecting, and continue to push the brands to the next level, I think that enables us to get, is the biggest thing for us from a benchmarking perspective or growth perspective.
It was very insightful. Thank you so much for your time. It was lovely talking to you.
Same as well. Thank you so much. I appreciate that. Thank you.